Thank you to everyone for being here today. Mayor Walsh, Chief Dillon, David Long, and Melissa from Liberty Mutual Insurance. Oh, McDonald. Melissa's very close to this project and very close to working with homeless youth, so I feel like we're like this. I called her Melissa. I apologize for that. The Liberty Torchbearers, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for always pushing the love that I always say. Let's make it look nice. Let's make it nice. You guys take it to the next level. So thank you. And all of our guests, thank you for everyone. And our young people for being here. Thank you for everyone. Thank you for joining us at this special opening ceremony. Today we celebrate the hard work of Bridge Youth to overcome obstacles and to start anew. Today we celebrate their new home. Today we celebrate their newfound liberty. As many of you know, I have waited a long time for this day. Real estate around here isn't easy. I looked and looked. For 2 years, I was priced out, hoping to find that right home, the right neighborhood, the right place for Bridge Youth who really needed that next step. But through all of it, Liberty Mutual Insurance stood by me. David told me, when I kept getting bid out, talked to him, I was on the train, don't give up, you'll find it. That wasn't meant to be, you'll get the other one. I said, okay. And Melissa, throughout this process, you believed in the best outcome for Bridge Youth, not just Bridge Youth, all youth. You understood when I say about transition, when I say let's teach them and then let's set them free, you understood that. You went and looked at research. You went and looked at best models across the country, and you really drove yourself on what young people need. And thank you so much for believing in that and really believing in what the young people can do. So thank you so much. And today we are here at Liberty House, Bridge over Troubled Waters, new independent living home for youth who have worked hard in our transitional living program in Brighton and who are now ready for that next step. I'm excited that you are able to hear from Jessica today so that you can hear just how life-changing this home will be for youth who will have the opportunity to move in. Jessica, thank you so much. Like so many of our youth at Bridge has overcome obstacles, set goals, met them, break them, start back all over again, but never gave up and worked hard to achieve these goals. She's ready to support herself, ready to grow, and ready to just be Liberty. The liberty to finish school without worrying about high school, without worrying about high rents and bills. The liberty of setting herself up for the future without needing to rely on social services. The liberty to take responsible chances, knowing that she has a system at Bridge to support her. The liberty to live in a home without a fear or abuse, and the liberty to drive herself and her own future. Whoa, I'm glad this company's name has worked out. No offense, Geico. So please join me today and welcoming our youth home. Jessica.
Boy, so many people. Good morning. My name is Jessica, and I'm here to thank you all for being a part of this special project and to share with you how important Liberty House has been for all and its residents. I came to Bridge over Troubled Waters from a traumatic and abusive household. I was kicked out and I was completely lost. I was really unsure of where I was going to go, and I remember thinking, what am I going to do? After couch hopping with friends for a while, I ended up in an adult shelter in Boston. Through a friend, I found out about Bridge. I came in for an intake and connected with my counselor, Richard. After a bit of time in Bridge's emergency residence, a spot opened up in the Bridge's transitional living program, and I moved in. In Bridges Transitional Living Program, I learned, I cannot stress this, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about budgeting, communicating, saving, and how to support myself. For the first time in my life, someone asked me, what am I trying to achieve and what are my goals? So I sat down to think and I wrote a list. It was a pretty long list, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty long. And it was overwhelming, but with Bridget's help, I got through nearly all of it, and now that long list is a long list of accomplishments. After completing these goals, I was ready for more liberty. I could mess. Yeah. Ooh, in that rhymes with freedom? A lot. All of this time and the intensive resources at the Transitional Living Program in Brighton, it prepared me for the skills that I needed for this next step. But I'll admit, I was overwhelmed and nervous the first night here in this house. And it was hard, but it was needed, and I was ready. My time in Bridges Transitional Living Program had prepared me to learn how to get used to being on my own and fully independent. I woke up the next morning and said, okay, I'm going to be fine. With this new liberty also comes responsibility. I budget carefully to save money. I pay bills now. And while they are like a real thing, but I got this. Being a part of this program at Liberty House has been so helpful. I always know I can reach out to my counselor when I have a question, but even if I don't, it's helpful to know I can. But in the end, I said to myself the first week here, it's okay, I'm going to be fine. Liberty House has allowed me to realize that it's all going to be okay. And I am writing my next set of goals now because of the support I've received at Liberty House. I'm going to finish my associate's degree and move on to get my bachelor's degree in human services. I'm going to be a social worker and I'm going to help people. And I can't wait to look back and realize what else I can accomplish. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. We're so grateful that you're here and that you're willing to share your story with us. We're grateful to have been a small part of what you have accomplished. We're so proud of you. And now I'm very grateful to introduce our city mayor who lives up the street. My mom lives up the street too, and friends live up the street, so this is home. To introduce Mayor Martin Walsh, who has been a tireless advocate for for youth experiencing homelessness and to bridge over troubled waters, and for many years. Thank you, Mayor, for being here today to celebrate this house opening. We are grateful for your leadership with the plan to end youth homelessness in the city of Boston, and excited to be a leading partner and working with you in this plan. We are excited to be part of this plan and movement, and excited that we are pushing forward with part of the solution today. So thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And let me just, I want to thank Elizabeth and her incredible team for the work that they do. This is exciting for me today as well. I was saying outside that I grew up in this neighborhood. My mother lives literally half a block away from here. I was just there before I came over here, and she's still there. And I hung out on Sumner Street. We hung down the Blakey down the end of the street, and I was talking about some of the neighbors that the McPhersons were across the street, and the Foleys were. Mrs. Foley was next here in the court. And I'm excited that you're here in this neighborhood, and I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank the incredible team of people that support Bridge for the incredible work they do. I also want to thank Sheila Dillon, who's Chief of Housing for the City of Boston, but I would say she's the best housing advocate in the country. So thank you, Sheila, for all the work you do in your office. I want to thank Jim Green as well, who does some incredible work on homelessness in the city and has a big heart and cares about people. Thank you, Jim, and all the city staff that are here today. Thank you for that. Melissa, thank you for your advocacy and work on homelessness. It's amazing, and thank you for that. I'm going to introduce David Long in a minute, who is the president, CEO of Liberty Mutual. But I've had a chance now to talk to David several times since I've become mayor, and he's become the head of the company. And his heart and his passion is in outcomes. And we just briefly had a conversation. A lot of great organizations give money over time and support organizations, but Liberty House is not money. Liberty House is not a donation. Liberty House is about creating opportunities for young people like Jessica to have an opportunity to make that list and fulfill that list and dream whatever it is you want to do. And I know that whatever you put on that list, as long as you stay focused, as long as you stay determined, you'll get whatever you want on that list. And congratulations, you did an amazing job here too. So thank you for coming up here and speaking. It's not easy. You know, when you're talking to a bunch of people, I didn't want to say it when you're talking, but there's a lot of people in the room, but there's a lot of cameras in the room. So you probably, by the end of the night, you probably talked to about 2 million people today. So congratulations. All right, when the news gets played. But I want to, Bridge plays an important role in the city of Boston, and they're building on that legacy here at Liberty House, creating opportunities for people. When I became the mayor in 2014, one of the top issues we took on was homelessness, and part of it was because Long Island Bridge shut down, and part of it was we really had to look at homelessness, and we brought a bunch of partners into the table to talk about this, and Elisabeth and Bridge Over Troubled Waters was one of those partners that came to the table, and we literally threw the playbook out on homelessness, the way we used to handle homelessness in Boston. We got rid of it. We created a whole new playbook working with people and the people who care about the issue. And earlier this year actually, we were awarded a $5 million grant from the federal government. I don't know how that happened. They must have made a mistake. They must have thought it was a different city, Boston, somewhere else, but we got it. And we're working with young people on coming up with a plan to end homelessness for young people. And there's about 100 community partners at the table that are part of this conversation and really focusing on how do we do that. And Jessica and the residents that live here, I know that you're in the back, we have an opportunity here because of what you went through and the challenges that you've experienced and the challenges you face as young people being homeless, to really tackle the issue and deal with the issue the way we're supposed to deal with it. So I want to thank you all for working with us. I want to thank all the young people in this home that live in this home today. I want to thank you and congratulations on your new beautiful home. It's a great neighborhood and you're going to love it. And I want to just thank you for working with everybody. I want to thank David Long. As I mentioned earlier, he's a guy that cares deeply about people. To have a company like Liberty Mutual invested in homelessness is how we attack and really end homelessness. We can't do it ourselves. We can't expect government to do it. What we can do is working with people like David to understand and bring real credibility to Bridge Over Troubled Waters in the sense of bringing other folks into having conversations about how they make an impact. David, this is an honor. I know that for you personally, I'm excited about you being in my neighborhood, but I know for you personally, it's not just about creating new opportunities of business. It's not just about creating new products. At the end of the day, when your career is over, you're going to look back on Liberty House, and that's where you've made the biggest impact in what you've done here, because you've changed the trajectory for so many young people. Jessica's probably might be the mayor of Boston. She might be running Liberty Mutual. And you better look back at the liberty and the freedom of liberty to get that going. So I just want to thank you, David, and thank you to the board of directors of Liberty Mutual for making this investment in homelessness in the city. But most importantly, today on Sumner Street, on this house here, thank you for the creation of Liberty House. And David Long.
Yeah. So, Mr. Mayor, Elizabeth, Jessica, the bridge board and staff, Chief Dillon, my Liberty torchbearers over here, and residents and guests, thanks for joining us for the grand opening of the Liberty House. Today is a special day. It's a day that folks at Liberty Mutual have been looking forward to for a very long time. So Mayor Walsh, thank you for being a champion for all people facing homelessness, especially our young people who are so often hidden in plain sight. And thank you for assembling that community task force you talked about that helped bring $5 million to Boston to help end youth homelessness. And thank you for your investments in programs for homeless students in Boston public schools. And thank you for being here, for making this day just that little bit more special. Elizabeth, my pal, you are a tenacious and tireless leader, and I've had the privilege of seeing firsthand your passion for this cause and your compassion for the youth that you serve. You have been steadfast and outspoken on behalf of young people, reminding all who will listen that youth experiencing homelessness need more than a roof or a room. They need trusting relationships, they need trauma-informed programming, and ultimately, young people need the chance to be young. Jessica, who did an awesome job, you are the reason we're here today. Your promise and your potential are at the heart of this home's purpose. So at least 360 youth and young adults live on Boston streets or in their shelters every night, unaccompanied, alone, abandoned. They are strong and resilient, but those nights of homelessness mean they must focus on survival rather than developing skills, going to school, or looking for other solutions. The Liberty House will give these young people the freedom to finish school, the freedom to build their credit, and the freedom to follow their dreams. So today, we gift the Liberty House to Jessica and all of the Jessicas out there. And in doing so, we're saying, we see you, we believe in you, we're in it with you. And starting today, you've got what every young person needs and deserves, the safety and security to thrive. You're home now. Thank you all.
On three, 1, 2, 3.